Welcome. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about revenue recognition with Sage Intacct. Sage Intacct allows us to be able to capture revenue and post revenue separate from our billing methods inside of our contracts. I'm going to talk a little bit about that process and what it looks like today. First thing I'm going to talk about is a little bit about our revenue recognition templates. Here I have 3 created, but I'm going to click on add to new one so you can see some of the options that are available. First, we would select the revenue recognition method. You can see several here, but I'm going to focus this presentation based off the percent complete revenue recognition method. We can have different time frames to recognize revenue, and really the important thing is how are we going to calculate it? It could be calculated based off of a project total or each individual task or cost codes inside of a project. The calculation can be based off of the hours or from costs, or thirdly from the observed percent complete. I'm going to talk today a little bit about the budgeted cost from the summary. The budgeted cost from summary compares the incurred cost on a job to the summary budgeted expenses. From that, it will calculate the percent complete and apply that to the contract lines to recognize revenue. In my example today, I'm going to be looking at the manual process of recognizing or posting the revenue, but there's also an automatic method. The manual will give us the ability to see it in action today. Finally, on the bottom, we can put down different milestones or thresholds that we want to recognize revenue at, or just have it calculate on the actual percentage. Next, let's take a look at the contract. Here we have a simple contract with one billing line item. So in this contract, I've indicated the job, the entity, and the important thing here is the price. Now that price is what's going to be applied to the percent complete to recognize revenue. We can see here I've selected my revenue recognition template. I have not selected a billing template, although it's independent of the revenue recognition. I can build this however I would choose. Next, let's take a look at the job. Here I have my job setup. I'm going to jump over to the project or the job summary tab. In this job summary, I can see the total project cost. Also, it's broken out by expenses versus labor. And down under the budget section, I can again see that total project cost that's used to calculate the percent complete. It's used with a denominator of the budgeted cost here in the summary. Dividing those two is going to give me that percent complete. It will apply that percent complete to the contract. Now walking back over to my contract and viewing that contract, I can see a summary schedule for revenue recognition. Viewing that schedule shows me that the next time I post revenue, it's going to what the revenue amount is it's going to book. So you can see here that my calculated percent complete is 5.55%. So I should recognize 5.55%. Now I'll just point out here that I have also recorded an observed percent complete of 5%, but that isn't taken into account when recognizing the revenue because I've chosen to do it off the calculated percent. You can see that percentage of revenue then applied to the revenue for an actual dollar amount. Looking at it in a report, we can see this report is filtered by a project. We can see my total budgeted billing amount or my contract line items, my total cost estimate, my actual cost incurred, which is where we get that 5.55%. It tells me this month I should recognize $55,500. So far, I've posted 0 revenue for the month, which means I have an additional revenue to post or recognize $55,500. $500. When we're ready to actually book that revenue, we can come to our Manage Revenue Schedules. This is going to show us all the schedules that are in play for recognizing revenue. First, we can view it, but I'm going to switch over here to Post It. When I click on Post Revenue Schedules, it's going to give me the option to select one of my line items. So I've selected that $1 million line, and it's telling me that it's going to recognize $55,500 in revenue. I'll click Post to then actually post that revenue, and it will tell me that it's posted one schedule. Now let's see how that looks in the report. I'll just refresh my report here. And you can see that it's posted revenue, $55,500 now, and the additional revenue to recognize is 0. Now, a common question is, what happens after we post additional expenses and we've already recognized the revenue? Well, in Intact, it's going to categorize that as the next posting for revenue. And the next time I post that revenue, we're going to see that additional amount is going to be recognized. We can also see if it was in a historical month year that there's additional revenue to be recognized. And if I want, I could refresh that month's revenue to have the additional amount. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something about revenue recognition inside Sage Intact. If you have questions, always reach out to us at sockeyconsulting.com. Thank you very much.